Thank you. Rose.
Wonderful. Thank you, Patrick. Okay, so Patrick asked you who's on PC, who's on a laptop, who's on a phone. And I actually am delighted you're here, and it doesn't matter which one you're on. If you're on your phone, you can do a screenshot on this Zoom call and then toggle over to your favorite LLM and paste it there. So I'm going to share some slides and we're going to talk about the prompt, and then you're going to take a screenshot of it and you're going to paste it into your LLM, whether that's ChatGPT or Claude or whatever one you love. And I'd also love to do hot seats, and Nadine was kind enough to volunteer to do one. And she has a new LLM that I haven't played with as much, so we may even try that. But let me get started here. And I'm going to share these. Okay. So this is 5 prompts every startup needs to know. I think it's 5 prompts we all need. And we're doing this really hands-on. I want you to be able to think better, not just automate. I want you to have a competitive edge. I want you to do something actionable coming out of this. But I don't want to wait until after this. I want you to get something out of this now. So the way we structure this is we're going to do 5 prompts. You're going to take a screenshot on your phone or on your laptop, paste it into your LLM, and then we'll go from there. So as Patrick said, we're going to do this for your company or for a company you want to do. So what we're first going to think about, you've probably gone through an exercise of sort of defining who's it for? What are you building and who's it for? And sometimes, years ago you would have a focus group and people would spend a week and you'd spend tens of thousands of dollars to get the ideal customer profile characteristics. But we're going to do this today much more quickly with AI. And then we're going to use that to create a story brand. Story brand, if you haven't heard of it, comes from this idea of Carl Jung's like a hero's journey. And so we take your ideal customer profile, we understand their dreams, their hopes, their fears, their challenges, and we build this sort of journey for them where they have these problems, they meet you as a guide that sends them on a path with a call to action that leads to success. And so you can have this story brand that then becomes the basis of what products you create, what your landing page looks like, how you do your emails. You can use it as a basis to flavor and influence or set the tone for a whole lot of what you do. And so we're going to use this process to do the ICP and to do the story brand. But then I want you, when you leave here, to sort of think about like, how can I test this? And so today what we'll do is we'll do one of these for your company, and then we'll compare it to your existing website. And then after that, when you go home, I'm hoping you're going to try and do your emails, do a standard email, do one using the ICP and the story brand as a framework around how you set the tone of your email or your new product, and just test, does it work better? If I change my landing page to this, or if I change my socials to use this new tone, do I get better results? And then if you don't, or if you do, you can still continue to refine it. So that's sort of how I think about training and how I think about doing this. So what I'm going to ask you to do, who would like to be in the hot seat? Nadine, are you willing to do this first?
Sure. Thank you, Rose. As you were actually speaking, I was thinking of ways that I've kind of been using this to fine-tune my social media account a little more, especially with IG. It's been primarily used for social interactions, but as I'm moving more to generate leads with my social media account specifically for IG. I was primarily using Facebook. I've screenshot my IG and been able to paste that into, chat, which, I've primarily been using. And the architect I needed to correct is actually in chat, but it's a completely different conversation. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. So, so what we're going to do, each of us, is we're going to take a screenshot, but first we're going to watch Nadine do it. So let me see if I can if I stop sharing. This is an experiment, so let's see if we can do this. Stop share. And then let's see, Nadine, can we allow you to share?
I believe so.
Let me see if that's on.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's more interesting to see somebody else walk through this, and we all get something tangible that way.
Hey, Nadine, can you get a share? Can you
Can you
print
share
it?
now?
Don't see anything popping up here. It should allow it.
Maybe in the more dot, or
On the bottom, sort of in the menu, there's chat, there's a participants, there's a react, there's share. And if you click share,
Okay, let's see here. Yep, start share.
okay.
All right.
And you'll want to share both your web browser, your LLM screen, and your maybe your web browser,
Okay.
and maybe this as well. So actually, before you do that, did you get a screenshot of the slide I had, or do I need to
Yeah.
share that again? You
I
did.
have
Okay.
a screenshot. Yes. Let's see.
Okay.
Um,
And I will share it for the rest of you again when she's done her quick hands-on. If you missed it, you didn't miss it.
Sorry here. I don't know why it's actually grabbing a screen that I.
Well, you know what? I can put it into the chat as well.
You have started screen share. Participants can now see your applications.
It says that I've started the screen share.
Yes, we can see your screen. Perfect.
So that should be for my company
Your
site.
website?
Yes.
Yes, beautiful.
Thank you. And then, so it's taken me into chat where the architect is one of the conversations that I've started within chat with a completely different prompt. Let's see here. Okay, so
So
now
let's start a new chat. Can we start a
Okay.
new chat?
sure. In here. Oh, sorry.
So top right, if you click on your,
There it is.
yep,
Yep.
there you go.
And
So now I would say paste in the screenshot.
okay, I'm gonna grab that. So got a lot of screenshots here.
There it
Okay.
There
is.
it is.
There it is.
Okay.
And just say, and then you're going to say, put your URL for your landing page for your company.
Okay.
Get that. And go back to ChatGPT. And you're just going to say, this is my company.
Mhm.
I am doing a hands-on AI workshop. And this is the first slide. This is the first exercise.
Okay.
Can you please generate my ICP and story brand? And we'll see if it's the same or not. Either way is good. Do you
And
have an idea of your ICP and story brand? Mhm.
okay. Yes, I do. I do have an idea. And it may even pull from previous conversations.
Yeah.
So let's just see. Should I hit enter?
Yeah, please. So the architect was a custom GPT tool. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So it's going to go through who's going to be interested in your business,
Mhm.
some of their goals, challenges, fears, dreams.
Yes, the budget authority, psychographics, behavior patterns.
So literally, this used to be like $70,000 in a week's worth of time to do. The first time I saw this, I almost fell on the floor. So then we're going to uses that ideal customer profile to create a story brand, which is another thing that you can, of course, do manually.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, you want to be able, anything you're doing, you want to be able to do manually as well, but it would take you a lot longer than this to do this. So then what you're going to ask it, so that's the first thing I'm going to have each of you do. But what I'd like you to do here, Nadine, is to say, could you please do a landing page
Okay.
for my business?
Okay.
Or do you have a product you want to, do you have a product you sell that you want to do a sales page for instead? Would that be better?
I do have a digital ebook that
Okay, so let's
yeah,
do that then.
okay.
Could you please do a sales page for my digital ebook? And it should be able to find your ebook on the website, is that right?
Not yet. Not and not on my no, not on my site yet. No, it's not ready.
Okay,
It's not complete.
okay. Can you
Okay.
please do a sales page for my digital book about, just give it the title. And you might use this ICP to flavor some of your book,
Okay.
pieces of your book descriptions as well, right? So this would be what we call a design experiment. So you might have your original page, and then you might try this new one, and you might run them in parallel and see what the metrics are as you drive Instagram posts to each of the sites, and you can see like which one gets more engagement.
And it is pulling from the book that I started drafting in chat, so the book is reclamation.
Right. Yeah. So it may not be, but it's a starting point, and then you can continue to refine it. So thank you very much, Nadine, for sharing. So as you look at this, does this ICP match what you
It does.
expected?
It
Okay.
absolutely does in seconds. I have a start to finish. I think that we can get it done today.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of what I love. And what's interesting to me is if sometimes you find it'll give you a different ICP than you're are targeting, and that's equally valuable because it might give you a whole nother audience. So if as you're doing this, you find that, that's what we'll do. So Nadine, if you can stop sharing, please. This
Okay,
was great. Thank you.
no problem. Thank you. Sorry, let me see here. I'm trying to.
Yeah, and Deborah Albert, please go ahead and ask your question.
Does this only work if your website is live? I'm very pre-startup and only have a,
No, it's fine. It's
unpublished.
fine.
You could do it with an unpublished site?
You can do it with, a Word document. You can do it with whatever. But what I would say to you is actually, this might help you in sort of deciding how you launch.
Mm-hmm.
So let's share my screen. So now that we went through that nice example with Nadine's, I'm going to say I give you guys a few minutes to take a screenshot of this, paste it into your favorite LLM, whether you're on phone or whether you're on a laptop. Just take this screenshot, paste it into your LLM. So I'm going to do, go over to my LLM and say, Claude, please give me an ICP and story brand. Put a slide. Actually, let's do it for Startup Grind. That's more interesting.
Maryland on it.
I
Startup
did.
grind of Maryland. Yeah.
I did. Actually, I didn't get a nice screenshot. Let me get a better screenshot. Somehow I selected everything instead of getting a screenshot. So let's just do that. And hit enter. So while you guys are going, we'll let this run for Startup Maryland. So hopefully all of you are trying this real time and getting what used to take more than a week and a whole team full of people to do. Patrick, I'm going to do a meta thing and say, don't have it. So it's literally building me a web page. I put an existing page in and said, how would you use the StoryBrand then to rewrite my page? And instead of giving me just the copy, it's actually building the whole web page.
Very cool.
Mhm. Except that I want the visual, so I'm hoping it's going to show it to me in a minute.
Rose, while it's doing that, I have a quick question for you. Obviously, I see you use Claude. Everybody's using different LLMs. Do you have any preference? Is that something you're going to get into later, or do you want me to not
You
jump
know,
ahead to that?
So I think it depends on you and your needs. Like I think Claude is fantastic for writing. It's just much more humane. Um, I think ChatGPT is great for logic. So the next exercise we're going to do, I'm going to do in ChatGPT because it's really great for seeing first, second, and third order implications. But it's a great question. For a lot of people, they use Microsoft's version because that's what their security team allows. Like, and all your data is tied to it, and you can integrate it into all your tools. So that makes a lot of sense. Or Google, if you're a Google shop. So I think it depends on what you're trying to do and what your priorities are. But the ones I tend to use the most are of basic LLMs are Claude and ChatGPT. So here is the website of what it looks like. I'm not entirely, yeah, I don't think I want to have the whole StoryBrand thing, so I would probably iterate on this. But it might be interesting to run it in parallel and see which works better.
A great
But you
start.
get a sense. Yeah, did anyone have any examples of what they learned from this exercise that they were surprised by, or anything new or interesting that you found in doing this? Okay. You guys are shy. All right.
I'm not shy ever. So if I start monopolizing the conversation, you can feel free to cut me off. So I'm kind of new with all of this. I have my startup is called Spry Forward. It's a matching platform connecting seniors and retirees to either volunteer opportunities at nonprofits or flex time work opportunities at regular businesses. And we're just at an MVP stage, which is why my website is not yet launched. I have a few things that I've uploaded to ChatGPT to create a Spry Forward chat. And so when I first did what you suggested, please create an ICP StoryBrand framework based on, and I put in my not yet published website. It did give me things, and it actually stated that it used my pitch deck. And so I think it's almost like one-sided in a sense, because I'm assuming, let me see where else it went.
Do you want to share your screen a minute?
Sure. Yeah, I don't mind.
We're going to go a little longer on this prompt. This is the biggest prompt. The other ones will be a little quicker. So
Can
I
I
think
ask
this
a
is
very
worthwhile.
quick question?
Sure.
Deborah, you say your name of the company is Spry Forward, SPRY
Correct.
Forward?
Yes.
Yeah, well, your website's published because I'm looking at it.
That's supposed to be taken down. That is not yet. Is it all yellow? Is it a lot of gold? Or do you see a video?
Gold banner, a lot of purple, pictures. It's a website.
You don't see a video in the header.
I don't, but then
Okay.
I have I have my computer set up not to download certain things because I don't trust anyone.
Okay, so before I got involved with this, my partner, yeah, that's the old one. It's supposed to be taken down. That website doesn't make any sense because, wait, am I still sharing my screen? I can't tell.
You're good. Yeah.
Okay,
We all saw
my
it.
that's the old website where my co-founder basically just didn't really approach the right audience. We're basically going after people who are not so tech savvy, and so we're communicating with them in a different way, which is stealth right now. So our new website is actually going to be more towards our customer base, nonprofits and for-profit regular companies who will be paying us to source this talent. Make sense?
Does.
Okay. So it seems to me that it's somewhere it said, yeah, our website and the pitch deck. Now, I don't know if it went to
It
this,
probably went to your website. Yeah, it probably did.
not the unpublished one, right?
Right. It went to the
Okay.
published one.
Got it.
So
this
what
is
you
going to
what you
look,
can
go ahead.
if this looks a little different than what this is great. So what you might go into the chat and say is, this is our earlier ICP. Our current ICP is more untech savvy. So I would just type this literally right now into the chat GPT.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, so yeah, no, that's good. You don't have to, overlook. And then just say, can you please give me a new ICP and story brand? So this is exactly, this is the issue I said, like it's giving you a demographic or an ICP that maybe not your goal. So this is better. Reframe it.
Rachel. Oh,
It's an example. They're doing sort of
yeah.
an
For a minute, I
avatar
thought it
for
was
it.
giving me leads.
Right.
Well, just looking at this, very briefly, it's a wonderful starting point because for me personally, starting with a blank screen for anything I have to write is horrible. Okay. And
Yeah,
then
that's great. So
would I turn this into design some social media for me?
say, yeah, you can use it to do a new landing page, to do social media, to decide what products would appeal, what courses might appeal. For any kind of experiment you want to do, it can become the frame or the tone of what you do across the board.
Okay, cool.
So, thank you.
Mhm.
Shall we go to the next one? Yeah, all right. And we'll do Claude in this. So that was a little bit detailed, but it gives you a sense of like, this is what you can do going through this. The next thing we're going to do is, and I created this in January as we were having the wild fluctuations and volatility of an announcement every day and the tariffs. And I just thought, oh my God, how am I keeping up with this? And so what this is a way to think about the news, a way of gathering data and news sources to sort of summarize what's going on in a way that depersonalizes it a bit. You can project the impact, and then you can distill it down to the Pareto, the 80-20, the 20% of the things that you can do that'll give you 80% of the results. I also tend to do this as you can focus it, you can have it on widely on, US news, on world news. You can have it on global news related to aerospace, or whatever industry niche you're in. So you can do either, or you can say, give me the Baltimore area news related to startups. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a screenshot of this. Who'd like to be in the hot seat for this one? Anyone want to be in the hot seat? Just
can do it. I can do it if you
unmute
want.
yourself. Who said yes?
That was me.
Perfect. And who's me? I can't even see.
I'm sorry.
Which is
It's Jeff
It's
Friedman.
Jeffrey. Oh, fantastic. Okay. So Jeffrey, I will tell you, I do this and I put it into the tone. You can put it into whatever tone you want. I tend
Okay.
to put it into like a Seth Meyers tone or a
Okay.
comedian's
I like
tone
it.
so that I can read the news. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to let you share your screen and take a screenshot and then we'll go do the news.
Okay. So
in
what are we sharing?
whatever-
We're doing ChatGPT. Is that what I need my LLM?
You're going to share your screen. Yeah. Now, do you have a paid subscription to ChatGPT or do you have access?
I do not.
Okay, so go, so you do not have the first, second, third order implications. If you do, I'll show afterwards. Like if you do, and use the O3 model, which you'll have access to in a few months when the next thing comes out.
Yep.
It does logic. And so it does give me the first, second, third order implications of the news and how I respond to it. How do I mitigate risk? And then how do I maybe thrive given the news? So you're going to paste the screenshot in. And if you do control copy, control paste on the screenshot, you can even do it that way without having to save the
Oh,
screenshot.
okay.
Either way, it works. And now you're gonna, what's your website that you wanna,
It's
what
great.
business do you wanna?
I'll do it for my consulting business, which is jsfriedman.com.
Okay, please, yeah. And so
What
you're
other-
gonna ask it, please, look at the current news
Mhm.
using this slide as a prompt. And give me a summary as it applies to J.S. Friedman.
Second, copy that. Doesn't want to let me copy it. Okay.
Now you could have done it in the Baltimore area. You could have, shrunken it down a bit. Oh, goodness. This is terrible. This was working for me. Okay. So we're gonna say, please, no, just say J.S. Friedman is my business. I want to use the major news outlets and tech, for news or tech or whatever you prefer. And if you have specific sources you like I tend to use Wired magazine or different kinds of news sources.
Something like that work.
Yeah. Perfect. This is why it's better to do hot seats. See what works for me doesn't work for everybody. Okay, good. So
That gave us a much
this
thoughts.
gives you a whole lot of stuff, but you know what? This is hard to read. And I don't know about you, but I don't have the attention span always. So what you're going to ask is, I'd like a summary table. And I think
Is
it's
that it? Just
supposed to do, say, per step 2, I'd like a summary table per step 2 of project the impact on the slide. And I'll admit the person who just came in.
I can only do so much.
I know. And then you can use the scroll, you can scroll down, and you want to scroll over to the right to see first, second, third order implications, strategic recommendations, and how to leverage it for
That's
yourself.
awesome. That's awesome.
If you're reading the news and you're finding it too depressing, just saying, give me a summary of the news as it applies to my business in the tone of Seth
Gotcha.
Godin,
Like you said, okay.
David Hyatt, that kind of thing. So you can do that. You can also say, this is a lot, and maybe I can't digest it all. So now you're going to say, can you give me the 80-20 of what's most critical for my business? And so it simply didn't even show you the first, second, third order implications. It just said why it matters, what you should do.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you guys like a few minutes to go ahead and do your own. And I will share my screen again.
Thank you. That was great.
Fabulous.
So let's give you guys 5 minutes and get a summary. And then if anyone has anything surprising that they see, let me know, and I would be happy to. Yes, you could use it. Nadine says, suggest you can use it to get a summary of news that would apply to your business daily. Absolutely. You can schedule it within ChatGPT, for instance. You can schedule tasks so that it will do it every morning for you. So when you land into your office, you can just open up that ChatGPT and get that prompt of what happened. The other thing you can do is you can use it to say, given that, write me a blog post about it. Do I do this myself? I do not, but I should. So, yeah, I'll just give you a few minutes and give it a try.
This is Meredith.
you-
I have a question. So when I put the first prompt in to find the news, it just kind of summarized our web page. But then
So
when
that's exactly, yeah, I should make
Oh.
the slide better. So what you're going to say is, my business is this website. I'd like you to summarize the chaos per this slide, project the impact per the slide, and then give me the 80-20. So you
Okay,
follow
when
the
I did
directions
do
on the
the-
slide.
Okay, when I did do the 80-20, it did give me based on the news. So it was interesting that it didn't do
That
it
is
the first
interesting. Do
time,
you
but
want to
when I
share your
did the
screen?
summary, I
Do you want to share
can,
your screen? Yeah.
sure. I'm just finding the window it's on because I have 8 open here.
Of
1
course,
second.
of course.
Well,
So you might need to scroll up. Let's see what
can
you
you
got.
see?
Okay.
Do
I
you
can
see
see
the
80-20.
80-20?
Yeah.
Okay. So I started with this prompt.
Oh, and you did it. So it still didn't get it right. Interesting.
Yeah. But then when I asked for this, the 80-20 summary, where I just put, can you give me the 80-20 summary? And I feel like
Okay.
it addressed
Okay.
the news, like it gave me an action plan, which is wonderful, that addressed the news, but it still didn't really give like the new, it's, I guess, kind of
Yeah.
based on what's
This is,
happening.
yeah. So I guess what we should do is we should do one at a time. So maybe
Okay.
just say do step 2 of the process. So you got sort of or do step 1, then do step 2, then do step 3.
So like find news around.
Yeah. Summarize the chaos. As it applies to my
Like type
business.
that in, summarize the chaos, or should I go back and do my?
Yeah, get rid of your website a minute
Okay.
and just say, per the slide I just uploaded, please summarize the chaos. And if you have a typo, it figures that
It'll
out.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was expecting the first time. Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah. And now you can do the 82. Now you do step 2 is ask for the table because you want to see the first, second, third order implications. No, step two.
Oh.
Step two first.
Sorry, let me go. I don't have the slide in front of me because I'm.
No, it has a slide. Just say provide step two.
Oh.
Please provide step two. Yeah.
Meredith, you may win for most tabs.
That's only two
My-
windows that I have. You would probably die if you saw mine. What else is open?
Interesting. It's not giving you a summary table. Isn't that funny? So sometimes because it's generative, we get little surprises like this. I mean, it's still
Yeah.
valuable content, but what you might say is, can I get it in the table format? Digital horse. Yeah, and that's
Oh,
just,
cool. Okay.
this might not be your style, but I digest things much better in a table.
No, I definitely, this is much easier for me to see a breakdown versus reading through a big list.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Thank you.
and then you can do, yeah, and then you can say, yeah, give me the 80-20.
Okay.
Okay. Good. So hopefully you all have been trying this for your own self. Does anyone want more time to think about the headlines for their own business?
I have a
Yes, okay.
question.
Okay.
Let me just show my screen because it'll be faster that way.
Okay.
So when I
Good.
put this in, I think I asked the question properly. I'm not 100% positive. Does that look like the right kind of prompt? Okay, so it
Yeah.
gave me some summary of some news. Then all it says is category and key findings. And I noticed when you did it and when the other person
So
just
here's
did
what
it.
you're going to do. You're going to talk to your LLM as if it's a real person. You say, hey, that doesn't look like the table format in the slide. Can you please redo it? And if you're polite, you actually get better results.
I
Just-
actually write please on almost every one of my prompts.
Yeah, it helps. It's ridiculous. But yes,
Doesn't look like
the table format in the slide. Step two, yeah. Please redo step two. Yep. Now it's got what
Oh
you want.
my God. Stuff blows my mind. Thank you.
Yeah. Here's what I wanted to, before we go further. In the top left corner, you're in ChatGPT 4.0, and there's a little down caret. Click that down caret and
Right.
choose the O3 model.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to understand when it's best to use the various tools.
For this prompt, the O3 is better. And so now you say, please do it again with the O3 model. Please do step two again with the O3 model.
Can I ask another question while this is thinking?
Sure,
How
sure.
how can we learn better what different AI tools, either as you just pointed out, within ChatGPT, or whether we should use Claude or Perplexity, etc. How can we figure out and know which
Can
does a
ask.
better job? Ask ChatGPT.
Yes. Yeah. That's like a first place. I mean, you ask your LLM, and then you learn to sort of follow different, just sort of you use the news feature and say, what are the new things that are out there? What are the new applications that are out there? Tell me about all the new AI models or LLMs or tools that I should be using. So for instance, my slides, I'm showing them to you in PowerPoint, but I used GenSpark to make them because it's amazing. Gamma's another one. And
For slide making.
mhm.
Interesting stuff. So that's outthink the headline.
This is outthinking the headlines, yep. But so doing it in the O3 model is much better at looking at the implications for second and third order. And so it's still thinking through. You can see it's spending a lot more time thinking. And the more time you allow it to think, in fact, if you tell the prompt, take as much time as you need, it might take a half hour, but it give you really great results then. So sometimes you want to experiment even that way. Don't interrupt it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. Just in the future, if you
The
want to
other
try it. So you
PowerPoint
can
thing, Gamma,
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 and GenSpark.
GENSPARK.
Mm-hmm.
Good for PowerPoints. Okay.
Good for slides and websites and just, I mean, Gamma, you can literally just type in one sentence and say, for somebody who was asking me, I need a presentation about biosphere. And we just wrote presentation about biosphere and it generated this beautiful content. It was stunning. I'm happy to share that at the end if we have time. Okay, so you get the sense she's going to get a really good table at some point. Did anyone else have any surprises as they were doing this, as they were looking at the news and how it applies to them? No. Oh, we're just going to take a look at what you get on these results and see if how different it is. Well, for the first thing is they actually did the table correctly. But the other one didn't quite get right.
Wow,
There you
Deborah, it's looking pretty good.
go. Oops. Now, did it give you specific advantages for, it doesn't look like it gave you that, but it's getting there. But you get a sense of, and so you might ask it seems like you left the last column blank. Are there any advantages? Right. I mean, that you're just talking to it as if you were talking to a person, like, hey, why'd you leave that column blank? And it might just say there's no advantage to any of this news for you. Sorry. You're on mute, so I'm not quite sure what you just said, but
I'm not reading it.
right. But you'll come back. I
I'll
understand
come
that. Like
back to look
nobody's,
at it.
you'll come
Yeah.
back to it.
But
Exactly. That's the
what I
idea.
want to ask is, now I just forgot what my question was. Okay, forget that.
That's okay. We're good. This is helpful though. So I think all of you, as you're doing this, the implications of the news for you, you can schedule it as a task and then do this regularly. And look at it regularly. And I think quarterly planning at this point, when Patrick first saw me do this presentation, this was considered part of a quarterly planning session. And I think quarterly planning becomes at least monthly planning now. Like you can't wait a whole quarter. And you make the tools easy enough that's easy to repeat. So I'm going to share my screen again, and we'll go to the next slide if you're ready. So the next idea we're going to talk about is doing sort of a competitive intelligence. And we're going to try and identify. Patrick, do you want to be the hot seat for this session, for this one?
Nope. I got all these levers and buttons to turn and pull, but
Okay.
I like this topic.
Okay, who'd like to be the hot seat for this one? Oh, come on, somebody's brave.
Dean or
No.
Ross or Scott or Tim.
Come on. Deborah, you want to do one for yours?
As I said, I'm not shy, so if nobody else wants to, I will.
Okay. Take a screenshot. You got a screenshot?
No, I didn't get it yet. A question though, in terms of just how to manage the chats. Let me share my screen and it'll help me to ask the question more succinctly. So I'm in my specific company chat.
Okay.
I've got all this good stuff from the last bit that we've done.
Right.
Does it make sense for me to start a new chat
With each one? You
in my
could do that.
Spry? Or does
You
do you
can.
just keep going even though it's a slightly different topic? I would think start a new chat for a different unrelated topic.
The reason you might want to start a new chat is that eventually you'll hit the limit of how much you can do in one chat.
Oh, okay.
You haven't done that yet. Yes, I do that
No.
daily. So
Really?
yeah.
Wow. Okay, so now I have to then go here.
No, 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 no. You were fine. Where you were, go back where
Well,
you were. And you just start a new chat. You just you
yeah,
do a
but
new
now I don't
chat.
have the new chat. Now I don't have the screenshot, so I have to go get the screenshot again.
Just paste it. Just do Control V or Apple V or whatever.
Nope. I slid. I didn't get up.
Oh.
This won't go away. There we go.
Well, you can copy
Um,
it from the other chat thread.
I can just from that other thing. I don't have to just go into my recents,
Either way,
wherever that
Recents
is.
works.
Oh, there it is.
Recents is at the top, yeah.
Yeah.
You can also
It
just hit
moved.
that plus, Deborah. If you hit that plus in the chat GPT, it'll let you upload it. Either way. You can say add a file.
Yeah.
I love this. In the
Right.
previous 7 days, that's all I had for recents. It's crazy,
Could be desktop. Check desktop. Right above reasons.
right?
That's
You
where
can
my
sort by date. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Can you tell
You
I'm
just
kind of
you're fine. All right, go to recents and see if you can do it that way. And I didn't even mean it that way. I just click on the column header and sort it that way. So I don't even think to do this. There you go.
what column
All
header?
right. You know what? I'm just going to take a screenshot of it and I will put it in the chat. Oh no, I can't do that. So I'll share my screen again.
Okay, that's probably faster at this point.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what
I
we're
don't
doing here is
see
actually,
I don't see your slide.
oh, you stop sharing your screen, then you should see mine.
Okay, hold on. Yes, okay,
guys-
got it.
Do you guys all see mine? Yes? Okay, so this actually comes from, people have seen the SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities for years, and you're looking at competitors. The output format is inspired by something that Amazon does. And so apparently Jeff Bezos requires his senior team to do a 6-page memo. Like no meetings happen with just people coming in and talking. If you have an idea you want to present, you have to create the 6-page memo. And it's a very specific format that makes you think through all the implications across in a certain structured way. And then they'll have a meeting and they sit down and everybody reads the memo for the first 15 minutes. And then you have your conversation. And if you haven't structured the memo well, you don't even get the meeting scheduled. So it's a really interesting sort of way to do it. And we'll do a little bit more of that, but that's output format in this slide is inspired by that. But we're doing this big, huge report. If that's too much, just like we did earlier, you say, give me the 80-20, give it to me in a summary table. Talk to it just like it's a colleague.
Person.
And so
Okay.
take your screenshot just like that and you paste it in.
Yes.
So actually Deborah, we can do this for you if you want.
No, aren't I sharing my screen?
You're still sharing. I thought I was sharing my screen. I'll stop sharing.
Oh,
Oh, there you are. Okay. Did you get a
okay.
screenshot from what I was
I
just sharing?
did.
I was just sharing.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
posted it right here.
Okay. So now say, my business is Spry. You give your URL.
Well,
Yeah, there you
that.
go.
Oh, it's not doing that though. It's only doing the one that's
Please do a competitive analysis per the attachment.
all right. It's gonna not be right though, because it's not the right website.
That's your older website, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, well then you probably do want to keep in the same thread.
Oh, I
Well,
see what you're saying. Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Well,
post that prompt again.
Yeah.
say again. I gotta get the screenshot, and it's not showing up here, and I don't know why.
Okay, go back to the other prompt you had. You can do it that way too. Go to the one, the skills gap in New York, or whatever the other chat you had
Right.
open
Mm-hmm.
that you just pasted, the one that you just pasted in where did you just paste in
You pasted it to
my
our newest
screenshot?
prompt.
Now I'm getting
Just
a little
copy,
confused.
probably the second tab, like, nope, the other
That's
tab
the
in the middle.
website.
Okay.
That's the Spry Forward
All right, well,
Chat
let's go
03.
there. Let's go there. Do you have, see if you can paste?
I can't. The only thing, because I'm not copying and pasting. You see, when I do copy paste, it comes out with my Sandbox website. So now I got to go back to the screenshot, which
Yeah.
for some reason is not showing up in my recents.
Okay.
I don't understand why.
I don't know either. It might be under pictures.
It's not usually. Normally, when I take a screenshot, in fact, every single time I ever take a screenshot, it winds up in recents. Yeah, it's not there.
Try downloads too. Mine go there. Might just be
Really?
you have your, and then click on
Click on the
date
date modified.
Uh,
there.
Yeah, no, it's still not there.
Oh.
not showing up. I'm just
Okay,
going
so
crazy. Yeah. I don't know what to do with this.
Try recents and do the date created. Just click on date created to sort it. Okay, well, let me share my screen again.
Oh
Please
my
stop
God,
sharing,
I'm
I'll
sorry,
share.
people, but I hope somebody's
This
learning
is
something
good.
from this.
This is good because it means that they probably are running in the background with their own thing. If you stop sharing, I'll share and people can grab the screenshot. And then they can do this example themselves if they'd like, or they can watch along as you do, or both.
Okay, but the main reason that we're saying to do it within this previous results
Is
is
because you don't have a
because
website.
I don't have my website, right? Okay.
Yeah, okay. So you're gonna take a screenshot of this competitive
Just
intelligence
done.
framework and then paste it
Okay.
in.
And I'll share my screen now.
And I'll stop sharing mine.
Yeah, you can see mine.
Yep.
Okay,
Please,
there it is.
please do a competitive analysis for Spry forward
Ah,
per the attachment.
hold on.
Give the news page, right? The new website.
I was just going to say, using the results from
From using the
other
story
parts of
brand,
this. Okay.
using the story brand you just created. And return.
Good.
Mm-hmm. So now,
Oh, I'm still in 03, and that's better for this.
Should be
it should
fine.
be fine. Yeah. It'll take a little longer. 04 is quicker.
Okay, so 4 is quicker. Advanced reasoning. Like, what does that
So
actually mean?
it lets you do math, calculus, even. Mm-hmm.
Great at coding and visual reason.
Yeah. So this competitive analysis, we've all done sort of the SWOTs and the thinking about this, and that can take, you can spend a day, you can spend more. But this is a much faster way to do it. So, and what's interesting is you'll get a result and you might say, no, that's not quite right. You can tell it, I consider my competitors to be X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You do a comparison of, my company to theirs. And then you can say, all right, those are the obvious ones. What are the non-obvious ones in the Baltimore area?
I like that one.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And you can just tailor it to.
Will you define what advanced reasoning is? I mean, the words make sense to me, but how does that relate to?
So it means
my
that, it'll give you the first, second, and third order implications. Given this, that implies this. It's the logic. It adds logic instead of just pattern matching.
Okay.
And I see a raised hand. Eugene, please go ahead, ask.
And I would have turned on my video for this, but it's disabled for some reason. So I just want to bring up, I am in the venture world. I listen to pitches 1 or 2 days a week. If you're using AI to do your competitive analysis, make very sure that it is giving you not just the detail, but the obvious ones. At least once a week, we listen to 8 to 10 pitches a week over a couple of days. At least once a week, someone will come in. They'll have used AI for their competitive analysis, and this is doing a very interesting job, but they'll miss the two biggest things in the industry that they're competing with. And because they used AI and they didn't go through it and check it and make sure it's correct, they look like fools.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
trying to make sure I get a lot of people want to just use AI for their business plan, competitive analysis. Use your brain. It's still
Yes.
smarter than AI.
So
And
true.
so
So
I
true.
just wanted to bring that up. You've got someone leading the discussion, so I'll be quiet again, but just be really careful if this is what you're going to depend on.
I completely agree. And I would say that's another thing to add to your prompt. Yeah, I was talking to Patrick as we were starting before the 11 o'clock hour, just a few minutes before, and I should have used this example. One of my early clients is a Six Sigma consultant. And so her job is to go out on factory floors and walk the floors and look at how they do a process, how they do something. And so she'll interview somebody for about 2 hours, and then she would come back and analyze all her notes and the recordings, and she would create a report of, here's your existing process flow, here's what it should be, here are the problems you articulated, here are the problems you didn't say that you didn't mention but that are clearly there, and here's a plan to get you from where you are now to where you should be, sort of short term, long term. And that would take her a whole day. So she spent a day per process. She now does us 2 hour interviews still, one-on-one in person. She knows what to ask. And then she comes home and it took us 3 hours, but we built her out all of those things and does the cover email. It takes her less than 45 minutes. So what used to take her 6 hours, so she now can do 2 per day instead of 1, but she actually can do 3 per day. So she started off doing 2 per day and then 3 per day. And she said, you can never tell anyone that, that I'm using AI. This is my arbitrage. Was really defensive about it. And I was like, well, this isn't working so well for my client success stories. But 6 months later, she said, yeah, you can absolutely use me as an example because I fully understand what I bring as a human, like how I think about things and how I can see the big picture in ways that AI can't, that I have to have my knowledge to be able to prompt it correctly to get the results I want. So Eugene is such a valuable point. It's like your knowledge helps to shape how you ask, how you interact, whether you see what's missing. So I would say even here for Deborah, you might say, please update this as if I were talking to a venture capitalist, update this so I can present it to a venture capitalist and it'll give you a different answer. But more generically, just asking for, just like you do a rough draft of something, each time you refine it, it gets a little better. If you ask ChatGPT, just again, give me another version of this, see if we can improve it. It'll improve it in the next one.
How will it determine what's an improvement without me giving it some ideas on how to
Well,
improve it?
yeah, give it some
Okay.
ideas.
I'd have to read it first. Okay.
And
This
Rose,
is amazing.
Nadine dropped a query in the chat.
Nadine has what?
Query
In
in
the
the
chat.
chat.
Okay. We built her. Okay, so I'm giving you prompts in this slide deck. You can build a custom GPT that'll run this automatically, that'll have all that logic stored in it. That's a session for another day. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So what's the
All
next
right, I'm going to share my
prompt?
screen. Everybody ready for the next one? Okay. So we sort of thought about your ICP, the news, your competitive advantage. There's also sort of, as you're doing your competitive advantage and your news, there's a wider sort of thinking about legal, economic, technical. This is called a pestle framework. And it's a way of sort of analyzing what might be impacting you. So this is, as you're doing your quarterly planning or monthly planning or whatever, since we're all sort of pivoting a little bit more often than we used to, this is a nice way to sort of to frame what you might need to be doing. So who would like to be in the hot seat this time? Anyone? Okay. Well, then I'll do one. I'll do one just quickly for, we'll do a pestle for startup grind. Oh. Ooh, Claude would be so upset if I called it ChatGPT, wouldn't it? Please do a pestle with attachment. And you can see my typing is atrocious and it doesn't matter. Patrick, anything coming up surprising?
Well, beyond surprising is to the level of awesome. Some of the small details and aspects and perspectives it's got in here. And by the way,
Yeah.
of all your prompts, the pestle now is my favorite.
Oh, good. Okay. So the meta learning on this, the pestle analysis is just one book. I mean, a lot of the books we read are somebody's framework about thinking about a problem or a way of solving a problem. And so many of the books on our bookcases, we don't always have finished them all. So you might take a book off your bookcase and say, give me a summary of this, give me the framework, apply it to my business. And so this pestle sort of comes out of that style of, taking a book and converting it into a prompt. So I would say, please give this a shot for your own business. And here's the screenshot again. And I'll give you just a few minutes. And if anyone has anything they want to share, please go ahead.
Now, just to be sure, Rose, you presented 5 of these screens like this type of prompt, right?
I presented 5 of these. What?
This is your 5th one that you're presenting?
That's a good question. No.
Oh, there's another one. Yeah, okay. Because I think I've only
It's not-
captured 3, so this is your 4th one, right?
Yeah, so we've
Somehow
done,
I missed one.
we did the customer-centric growth machine with
Yeah.
the ICP and the story brand. We did outthink the headlines. We did competitive intelligence. And now we're on pestle.
Another question?
Mm-hmm.
I already pasted as you were talking and got my results. And then I asked it to please, wait, where am I? Please create 26 different blog posts spread across all of these issues that I could post to LinkedIn. So I'm
Oh, yeah, it's
still,
beautiful.
So I'm still
Is-
in the chat 03. And
Yeah.
I guess I'm still in that thread where I've given it the accurate information about my target. Maybe, no,
Right.
I might be somewhere else. I'm not sure where I am. Because I was opening up different tabs thinking I had to do it different, in different places. Would you continue to use my Spry chat? And which one of them would you use to create blog posts out of what's in my Spry chat? Or would you go to
Um,
another LLM?
You can totally use ChatGPT to do them, but you might choose, I want to apply it to my ICP with my story brand. But if you have a
Hmm.
tone, if you've done a bit of writing, you can upload,
Ugh,
no,
I
you
hate
can say do
writing.
it in my, oh, if you have a bunch of stuff that you like, you can upload. If you've written enough, you can say, use my tone per this website. Gather my tone here and distill. You might start another chat thread and say, distill my tone.
Ah,
And I will admit, sometimes I'll add in a little like, oh, I sort of like, can I add in a zinger like Seth Godin might about this? Or can I frame this in a way like Richard Feynman does from First Principles? Or can I do a tone of, as we were doing the news, can I do it in the tone of Seth Meyers or, you know, a comedian that, or Tina Fey or what have you? Um, Michael Shea, whoever Michael Shea reads the news, he's probably a better example. But you can shift the tone. You can have it do it. In fact, there are whole LLMs building. I'm trying to remember the name, but there's one LLM built that where you say like where you live, what your zip code is, and it'll do it in sort of in that tone. Um, so you can get different accents and styles. But you can choose any tone, or you can say, I want a blend of this author and this author, or this podcaster and this person, and you can shift the tone of what you're writing to be something, use my
hmm.
voice, but add in some of the insights the way this person might do it.
Hmm.
Or
Found a great use of David Ogilvy
yes,
in my prompt. They do it in his style, and it can give you some very compelling prompt.
yeah.
I mean,
Or
excuse me,
Dan
results. Very
Kennedy is
compelling
another
results.
one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Mhm.
Dan Kennedy, or yeah, very different styles. And it can be quite entertaining. You can say, oh, dial that back as you do it. But yes, taking this pestle and creating sort of impactful LinkedIn posts is a great idea. Great experiment. And so then compare it. And if pestle doesn't give you good engagement on LinkedIn, then try a different framework. Try one of the other prompts. Okay,
Rose,
that's a really great example. Yeah.
would you show the Outthink the Headlines slide again? I failed to capture that one.
Okay, let me make this bigger so you can read a little better. Can you see that okay?
But the slide that was Outthink the Headline.
Oh, I'll think the headlines. I'm sorry. There you go.
Yeah, I just want to get a screen capture of that.
Okay. But what's nice on this slide is this idea of 80-20. So as you're doing the competitive analysis, we did the 80-20 again. If you're doing pestle, again, you can do the 80-20. What's most likely to have the biggest impact of these? Yeah.
Okay, Scott, I agree. Anything with Christopher Walken becomes quite unique, quite distinct.
Oh, the attachments. Nadine, you might try Claude or one of the other ones. Or create another email to try it. I recently toned a documentary script. That's wonderful. Okay. So everyone's got a pestle, shall we? And we were looking a little bit at Startup Grind, where you're seeing sort of the different pieces of this. It's pretty extensive. And then it sort of thinks about the risks to monitor and sort of actionable things over time. And I might say, can you give me 80-20? Because that is a long thing to read. And it's
The
thinking
top
about
of
that.
the screen right now, it says the opportunity, 12-24 months, AI education for leadership. Hey, we've gotten so much already out of Rose soon. I can't believe it, Rose. You've just outdone yourself compared to the last time I attended anything from you.
Oh,
And
I'm so
I
glad.
want to thank you for what you, I mean, we still have more to go. We have 7 minutes left in this thing, but I'm already so blown away. Excellent stuff.
Yay.
We've got that one more
Good.
slide that you were going to let us maybe try at home or
Yeah. And so to the question in the chat about, are you going to get the slides? You're not going to get the slides, but the recording's going to be up on Startup Grind's YouTube station per Patrick earlier
Yep.
in the thing. So the last slide is this idea of building a moat around what you're doing. And it's again, taking a book, converting it to a framework taking the framework from a book and creating it into a prompt that you then apply. So this is the book called Playing to Win. It sort of defines what's your winning aspiration, where will we play, what channels, what target markets, how will we win, what capabilities need to be in place, what management systems are required. So we're going to take a screenshot of this, and I'll do it quickly for Startup Grind, and I'll give you guys time to do it. And anyone who wants to be in the hot seat and kind of walk through their example, I'm happy to do that as well, just like we've been doing. Okay. Let's please do Playing to Win per the attachment for Startup Grind. Maryland again. And here we go. You can also cheat a little bit. If you haven't finished all the books on your bookcase, you can say, give me Carol Dweck's mindset summary and how might I apply it to what I'm doing. Of course, you can read these books and think through this, and there's still value in doing that. I often use it as a screen, like which do I want to read first? So I might get the summary of 10 books that are on my nightstand and decide, okay, based on that summary, I think this is the one I want to focus on first. And then I'll read that one, as opposed to feeling overwhelmed and trying to read all of them at once. So for Startup Grind of Maryland, you're playing locally, B to G, Series A to C, a lot of different, where you're not focusing, equally important. And I think this is exactly what I've heard Patrick say. You want actionable outcomes. So this is sort of where your advantages lie, what some of your critical things to be doing are. And what you need to have in place to be able to do that. Oh, Patrick, we got some stuff for you to do. I don't know if government is where to focus now. I almost want to ask it, all the
my,
things
oh my.
Is government really where to focus? But hopefully you all are doing this on your own examples. So this is meta helpful in the sense that it told us to go focus on government stuff, and to the earlier point, and I'm forgetting Eugene's point of like, you have to bring your own intelligence and thought into it. Like government really isn't where to focus right now. So you have to think as you're doing this too. And so then it gives you a slightly different, and then it gives you a revised 80-20.
Wow, this is a great prompt right here. A great
This is a
prompt
fun
there.
one, yeah. Okay. Does anyone want to share any examples that they're working on or something that they found surprising as they're doing this? All right, as we wind down,
I
I
have
will just
something I'll share
Yeah.
that I think makes sense.
Okay,
So I'm
great.
very quickly scanning this, and it's talking a lot about, like going into companies with, to their DEI departments. So I'm assuming it would be, yeah, right? I see your face cringing.
Yeah, because
Um,
sadly, yeah.
I know, very sad.
Sad.
So I think, wouldn't it be a good idea for me to say, given the current environment and, dismantling of DEI programs and teams, what else should I do? Is that be
Yeah.
enough? Would that be enough of a prompt?
Yeah, and I just did the same thing on the startup grind one. I just said, government's not a good market right now,
Right.
You just did
Okay.
this so it's not tracking between all of the pieces. You have to know, you have to be thinking as you're going through this too.
Got it. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, that's great. And so if you're interested in continuing this is the style of training I do. The way that I tend to teach people is we look at your role and we think about what's required in your role. What are your core competencies? What are your deliverables? What are the KPIs? What are the metrics? And I do a black belt around that. I also do consulting and coaching, but this sort of format of really hands-on and getting something tangible so that the course pays for itself every week.
Rose, go back and share that QR code inside.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, as I said at the beginning of this event, this is the lady right now in Maryland. She's one of those pinnacle people of the few at the edge and beyond of AI and what can be done with it in your business, in your startup. So do what you can to follow up on this. Try those prompts yourself on anything. This is fabulous stuff. I'm blown away.
I think,
Thank
Patrick,
you.
in the beginning, you were asking by a show of reactions. You were asking certain questions. I perhaps maybe asking the audience by a show of reaction, what's their thoughts?
Yeah, definitely.
Anyone find it helpful, hopefully, besides Patrick?
Absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Beyond
Good.
helpful.
And I think I saw a question from Leaded. Is that? Okay. Well, I'm delighted to get to talk to you all and to share some of the fun with this. And I love seeing startup founders thrive. And so hope to cross paths again. And thank you so much for the opportunity.